Namaskar, I'm Karunya Venkatesh and you're watching The Tarkwad Show. For the past several days, a communications blackout and a complete shutdown have gripped the region of Pakistan-administered Kashmir. Streets that are usually bustling have fallen silent, markets are shuttered and a tense standoff continues between a powerful grassroots movement and the state. This isn't the first time this region has seen protests, but the current escalation marks a critical new chapter. At least 15 people have been killed and hundreds injured in violent clashes, presenting the most serious challenges to the authorities in years. In this video, we'll break down the forces driving this uprising, the key players, and what it reveals about the wider political landscape. The current wave of anger has its roots in May 2023, when residents first took to the streets over skyrocketing electricity bills and shortages of subsidized flour. But what began as an economic protest has since evolved into a much broader movement for political rights. The Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee is demanding the abolition of 12 legislative assembly seats reserved for refugees who migrated from Indian-administered Kashmir after the 1947 partition. Protesters argue this bloc has monopolized development funds and allows political actors from mainland Pakistan to influence or even topple local governments. As one 29-year-old shopkeeper in Muzaffarabad put in, officials try to dismiss the protests as India-backed. But in reality, he said, these are people who are simply fed up with the system and want change. The government's reaction to these protests have been a two-pronged approach: negotiation and restriction. A high-level committee from the federal government has arrived in the regional capital Muzaffarabad for crucial talks. The government states it has already agreed to 90% of the demands and points to a 24 billion rupee subsidy package granted after last year's protests to lower flour prices and electricity tariffs. However, this has been paired with a severe crackdown. Since September 28, the region has been under a near total communications blackout, with mobile, internet and landline services cut. This has left families isolated, restricted access to essential services, and fueled panic and misinformation. Furthermore, the government has deployed paramilitary rangers from mainland Pakistan, a move the JAAC strongly objects to, arguing local police are sufficient. As Amnesty International has urged, there must be an immediate, impartial and transparent investigation into all deaths and the excessive use of force by law enforcement. The government's narrative has been to blame external forces. As negotiations continue without a clear resolution, the people of Pakistan-administered Kashmir remain in a state of uncertainty. The JAAC has shown remarkable staying power, and the government is facing a crisis of credibility after repeated cycles of promises and disappointments. In conclusion, the unrest in Kashmir is more than a power over flour and electricity. It is a grassroots challenge to a long-standing political system, a demand for accountability from elites, and a struggle for economic dignity. The outcome of this confrontation will not only decide the immediate fate of the region, but could also redefine the relationship between its people and the power centers in Islamabad. The world is watching to see if this deadlock will be broken through dialogue, or if the streets will once again become the arena for its unresolved conflict. I'm Karunya Venkatesh. Keep watching Tarkwad to stay informed and updated. Namaskar.